Hello everyone, my name is Clantis and welcome to the clan. So without further ado, let's get into this video. But before we get to the video, you know what to do, guys. Smash the like button because you guys have done a very wonderful job yesterday. For the first time, my YouTube channel got 1,000 likes and the YouTube algorithm, guess what it did? It got triggered and it's like, okay, let's see if they're going to do it again. And then I will promote this video far and wide as this YouTuber keeps asking. Guys, you have done a wonderful job. Thank you all so much. So let's do it again, guys, and please smash the like button because as you know, it helps this YouTube channel to reach more people. So anyways, guys, let's get into the video. So you guys, as you know, that yesterday I had load shedding. So just as I was listening at the North Gauteng High Court, the Senzo Meyiwa murder retrial, and boy oh boy did I miss out, because when I was listening to the replay of the SABC, I was like, wow. Of course, Advocate Mshololo wrapped up a cross-examination of Mhlotla. And then, of course, came the issue where the judge reminded the state that the defense did ask for the registers from Musela so that they could see exactly his activity on the 26th of October 2014 and the 27th of October 2014. Of course, the judge did evoke section 167 and 186, and I did look it up because that's what I do when I don't understand something or maybe I'm not familiar with something. I do look it up. So of course I went down the rabbit hole, and this is what the rabbit hole told me about section 167 and section 186. So let's start with 167, which reads, it relates to the recalling of witnesses by the court and the calling of persons who are present. Give a criminal court a more inquisitorial role than that enjoyed by a civil court. The judicial officer has to see to it that justice is done. That is section 167. And section 186 reads, essential to the just decision of the case means that the court, upon assessment of the evidence before it, considers that unless it hears a particular witness, it is bound to conclude that justice will not be done in the end result. So just to remind you where all of this comes from, remember Advocate Mumalo, I think, asked for the registers of Musela's when he used to work at Springs Police Station because they wanted to trace his movement on the 26th and the 27th of October 2014. And of course, Musela said he no longer works there, blah, 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 blah. And then the court made a ruling that, okay, it will evoke section 167 and section 186 and get somebody who is the current person that works at that station to bring these registers. And of course, the person did come and we found out that it is Colonel Ngubani or some Ngubeni. I could not get the name properly. Because even the state could not pronounce his name properly. But anyways, so this particular witness conveyed to the prosecutor that he is uncomfortable to testify on behalf of Musela. And then this is where the judge said, no. That is not going to happen. As section 167 and section 186 were evoked by this court, that witness has to come to the court because Musela no longer works at the Springs Police Station but works at Secunda, and therefore whoever is working there today is the one that needs to come and take the stand and testify to the registers, because those registers are a public document anyway. And of course the state was like, okay, it's cool. And the state was also confused about what does it call this particular person that is going to testify on these registers. And the court said, well, we are evoking 166, 167 and 186, so he needs to take the stand. And so I don't think that he was going to be considered as a witness, but somebody that was going to come and give a clearer picture of Musela's movement on the 26th and the 27th of October 2014. And boy, did those registered tell a different story that Musela told the court. But anyways, we did see that this guy was lying through his teeth, and he was trying to piece together things that he thought that the public as well as the court may never find out about. And if they did, it will be long after the judge has taken a decision. Unfortunately for him, Advocate Ngumalo was like, no, we want those registers. We want to see indeed that you went to the crime scene of the Senzo murder, and then after that you left and went to 2 other crime scenes on the morning of the 27th, at the wee hours of the 27th of October 2014. We want to see if indeed you went there. Oh no. These registers are telling a different story. Basically, they are saying that Musela is lying. The cases that he spoke about, the arson and the business, happened during the day. He's lying that he got a call that he needed to attend 2 more crime scenes after the Senzo one, and then he will return after that. And then I think at some point it even mentions that when he left the Senzo murder crime scene, he left and then he returned, he said around to 3 or something like that. But these registers mention nothing. And the other thing about these registers, they were talking a lot about him driving. Where was he going to? 61 kilometers, 43 kilometers at some point, and another 50-something kilometers somewhere. Where was he going to? What was he using the state resources to do? Well, I don't think that the East Rand, particularly Don Park, Katlehong, as well as Fosloras, would call for so many kilometers that are driven in one day. So many trips in one day. That did not make sense to me. But anyways, we've seen our police. We've seen a police van doing groceries with the policeman and his wife and children. We've seen these state vehicles being abused, and this register shows it perfectly that we were not imagining things. We were not accusing the police of misusing the state resources. And now the question is, why shouldn't we tell them to repay back the money of all this misuse of our vehicles? And the people that are managing these state resources, why don't they ask questions? Why didn't you register the kilometers in this register? They should be asking those questions and hold them accountable so that the state resources do not get wasted. It's taxpayers' money at the end of the day. Mshaka testified in court that when she arrived at the Senzo murder crime scene, she found Musela there. The registers are saying a totally different story. So who's lying here? Is it Musela? Is it the registers? Or is it Muhlahlo? We all know who's lying here. As you heard the judge, these are public records. You can access them if you want to, so that you also get a clearer picture. So I don't want to be the reason why I confused you, because I was also confused with some of the registers that were read, and then I was writing notes, but at some point I actually got lost. But what I picked up is that Musela lied to the court. Perjury. That is a criminal charge of perjury. And the other thing, when I heard that this particular witness, the one that actually brought the registers, if the defense would be allowed to cross-examine him, then I realized that no, man, this is not of his work. So why would they be cross-examining him and interrogating him on something that is not of his own work? So then I thought, okay, that is okay. I don't have a problem with that. What we needed is a picture to be painted as to the movements that Musela took on the 26th of October 2014, and now we know that he lied. Oh, let's not forget, the register mentions that fingerprints were found. Now, if I remember very well, Muhlahlo at first said that fingerprints of Kelly Khumalo were found, but she called him Nontlanhla. But no one else's fingerprints were found. But in Musela register, it says fingerprints were found. Whose fingerprints were found? Is it still of Nontlanhla Khumalo? I don't think so. I think fingerprints were found, it were of the same people that were in that house. No intruders were in that house. That is why they eliminated the fact that fingerprints were found. You know, with Muhlahlo, she had the opportunity yesterday while she was testifying. When she was asked about the fingerprints, she said no fingerprints were found because the surface of the door handle did not show any fingerprints. And then I don't know, she spoke about the powders and a torch and whatnot, and she still said that they ruled out the door handle as no fingerprints. But fingerprints were found according to Musela's register. Remember, he went there as a photographer and a fingerprint expert. So he will not lie in his own register. So we need him back. Musela needs to come back and tell us the truth. What really happened on the 26th of October 2014 in that house when he left the Senzo Meyiwa crime scene and he said he went to the two cases that he attended, one of business and the other one of arson. Where did he go to and what did he go and fetch and brought? Because remember, he said that the area where the bullet was found, he searched and he saw nothing. The two first responders, that is Matebula and Mtetwa, also thoroughly searched, but they did not find anything. And so when Musela came to the crime scene and then he left the crime scene, where did he go to and what did he come back with that Muhlatlo found on the 27th of October 2014? And she comes to the court confident and says she found a bullet head behind 2 glass jars. Who planted it? Because now the picture of a gardener is coming clear. And who is the gardener? And I'm going to tell you, according to my 2 IQs, is Musela. Musela forgot that he was a gardener when he left the crime scene, and then when he told the court that, yeah, he searched the area where the bullet head was found and he found nothing, I think he confused himself because he also confused his own exhibits. So at the end of the day, what do we have? These are my thoughts. I think that we've been right all along about the police and the witnesses that have taken the stand, with the exception of Nthabseng. I still say Nthabseng told the truth on the stand. Yes, she may have withheld some information, but that woman, she poured her heart out. And I still say she gave me a church woman vibe. And as a result, there were parts where she was uncomfortable, where she had to lie. And you could pick it up that this woman is lying. But I think most of it, she told the truth. But everyone else lied. Everyone else. The police covering up for somebody. And the question is, who are they covering up? Who is the mastermind? Who is this person that they're covering up for? Is it Temba Kumalo, who is a police officer? Who was the one that was left with the crime scene? Water was on the floor that was seen by Ngobenis. Who are they protecting? Is what the defense needs to ask Musela, who is very vulnerable, by the way. And I will mention this again. I'm sorry that I am using his ailment, but he is vulnerable at this point. He just wants this whole thing over and done with. They need to push him against the wall until he spills the truth. But the question is, now that he is going to get recorded, because this is what the defense was arguing about, I think this morning when I opened, even though SABC and its sound, we did not hear what was how it all started, but I picked up that the defense wants Musela called back on the stand so that he will testify and give clearer answers. And then I think you guys have a perfect opportunity to push this man against the wall. He is vulnerable. He's weak. He's tired. He just wants this whole thing over and done with. Use it to your advantage and go for the jugular. And then today's proceedings, I don't think they're even worth me talking about them because these people were not witnesses. These people were just coming there to paint a picture about how evidence is kept. And I was like, you know what? This is not as significant to my channel, even though they are trying once again to pin that gun and that bullet head to accused number 3. That was the exercise that I saw this morning. But anyways, for me, I disregarded that testimony altogether because I don't think it's admissible in court. Now that we know the truth that 2, not even 2, now 4 SAPS members lied on the stand. Matebula, Mtetwa, Musela, Mhlohla. They all lied. So now we know that they all lied. So what's the point of these preliminary, whatever they were called, these people understand today? So to me, I disregard them, and I think the court is also going to disregard them. Now the question is, who killed Senzo Meyiwa? Anyways, guys, if you like the video, give it a like. If you didn't like the video, give it a like. Anyways, do subscribe to my YouTube channel and don't forget to click the bell notification so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. My super thanks are turned on. Thank you so much to everybody that is super thanking this channel and supporting it financially. I highly appreciate you guys. And also leave me a comment down below and let me know, what did you think about these registers? Do you think Musela lied, or maybe you saw a different story than I did? Do add something that I may have missed out in the comment section so that we get to hear the full details, because some of them I just did not understand them. Other than that, guys, do share this video far and wide. Thank you all so much for watching. See you next time. But before you go, watch the ads and also give me that like button one more time. Thank you all. Goodbye. Shedding. Just as I was listening to the Senzo. So just as I was listening to the Senzo, I go, okay, Mshololo did wrap up her. Of course, Mshololo wrapped up her testimony. Not her testimony. Of course, Mshololo wrapped up her cross now. Of course, Mshololo now. And of course, the judge did evoke section 180 now. Inquisitorial. Give a criminal court a more oh god, this word. Mshasho testified and blah, 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 blah. And the other lie that was told by what is she now? Warrant officer? She's not a colonel, is she? What is she? Remember, the judge did make a ruling that give more inquisitorial role. That's inquisitorial. Give a criminal court a more inquisitorial. Give a criminal court a more give a criminal court a more inquisitorial.